Seo Young-ho, whose celebrity was praised at the university as the personification of God. It turns out that he has some incredible ability. By Korean standards, he can play basketball literally all night. They said that this tough guy's rivals, after fighting him, couldn't even walk normally because he was too strong. There were also various rumors about the fact that he constantly got together with his friends and played in a group with other people, after which he entered the university and even joined the army, but rumors about what a cool player he was still continued to hover around him. The girls immediately began a discussion as if their local god had just spoken to one of them. Then the main character realized that he did not want to be a doormat. Be that as it may, the girl constantly tried to avoid him, but of course she couldn't do this forever. What the hell? It seems that the guy just left the bathroom. Madam couldn't understand how the situation could have changed so that she ended up with this guy. To him, that she didn't like the fact that she was looking at him for so long? Was she really going to play football? The damn lady already started crying in her head and begged him to leave here as quickly as possible. And why the hell can this guy still play football? Was it really this player who tormented her until the morning while they were playing football? She couldn't even believe that he really had such incredible strength, and was also in excellent athletic shape that one could only dream of. Damn, it seems that Our Lady is simply in heaven, but she still doesn't understand how she managed to end up in such a situation. She never even thought that when she saw a soccer ball, she would begin to think that it was so beautiful. He said that Han Seo-jin was looking at him too closely, and it seemed like he immediately took her out of the world of her mind. He's not going to think too much, so he immediately decides to start a football match. He was sure that in this state it would be quite difficult for her to play against him, and she only thought that he had that look again. Of course, the girl really couldn't play against him, especially after they played all day yesterday. He just wanted to say that he was going to play exactly the same as yesterday. Seo-jin wanted to stop this match, but nothing will stop our Sigma. Damn, she really can't just play like that anymore, but it's okay, let her suffer, the match will continue anyway. All the same, he decides to make an indulgence because he is not going to score goals. He will simply bypass the defenders. If suddenly he still scores a goal, then she will definitely send him to the next world. This guy turns out to be a real manipulator and asks if Seo-jin suddenly says that he doesn't want to play football, then why is he trying so hard to score goals? The whole problem was that the guy continues to play as if against an equal opponent, so he better stop the football match. And so the girl still scored a goal, after which he called her a liar who actually wants to play football. It's crazy. He decided that now he would play seriously because she deceived him, but she didn't want to play football, it just happened that way. Damn, it was too sudden a blow. It seems that now she really simply has no chance to defeat him. After all, this idiot promised that he would not play seriously. Shouldn't he keep his word like a real man? If suddenly he now really wins her in football, then they will never be able to return to their past relationship. Because in this case, he will arrange a football relationship every time he wants. Will our madam be able to cope with such a terrible situation? And all she really wanted was to simply overcome the damned psychological trauma that her past boyfriend inflicted on her. Although, if we go into even more detail, she wanted to check that damned rumor that was constantly circulating around the university. Now she found herself in this damned situation only because of her damned curiosity. After all, she didn't even think that in fact everything would come to a real football match, but in the end she still found herself in this situation. Press F. To say that playing against such a strong opponent is difficult is to say absolutely nothing. She just started asking him not to play so seriously against her. But will this idiot listen to her? At that time, the girl had no idea that her best friend, with whom she had been friends since childhood, could constantly play football like crazy. She still thought that playing football was too cool and she liked playing, but this was clearly not what she dreamed of. The next chapter begins by showing us the most ordinary life of students at the university. Suddenly, a student runs into one of the classrooms and asks everyone to pay attention to her. There are a lot of girls there, and she is going to tell the story of how she met the local Giga Chad. Her friends reacted strangely to this and didn't understand what had happened. It was probably better to leave her, because the girl always liked handsome guys. She just looked at this guy's face and couldn't believe that a guy could be so handsome. It felt like he was using Instagram filters in real life. He really shines, and all the other guys who were next to him look scary like squids. Problem was that there were far from the best rumors about the guy, although it seemed to her that it didn't matter at all because he had such a pretty face, that's why he was famous. But the girl asks everyone to stop discussing, because Giga Chad was popular because he wears his legendary gray sports uniform. It turns out that the whole point was that the gray color really suited him. In this image, he became even more beautiful. She talked about him so joyfully that her friends started asking her not to scream like crazy when she said all this. She just thought that all this talk was most likely terribly tiring the guy, because so many strangers were just talking about him behind his back. In her opinion, it would be much better if he lived an ordinary life when suddenly someone called Han Seo-jin. The girl just wanted to have a great celebration of her first anniversary, and now the girls are wondering if her appa liked everything. It turns out that the girls were all preparing together to help celebrate. They even selected the image together to see if her boyfriend liked everything. A guy named Kang Si-hoo was a senior in high school, and they first met him on a blind date. At that moment when the girl entered the cafe, he thought that God really existed and some angel just came to him from heaven. Thanks to his good manners and sweet face, the guy still managed to please her, after which they started dating, and of course, they soon started playing football. It turns out that Appa was her first boyfriend. She had never had a relationship before, which is why she was afraid to play football. The lady decided that now was absolutely not the time, and that they were in a big hurry, because she really felt like a burden just because she couldn't play football with Appa. At that time, they were only kissing. The girl tried several times to improve the situation, but it still didn't work. The guy seemed offended and said that he didn't understand at all the feelings of a guy who wants to play football. Everything was just terribly bad, and they didn't play football until their very first anniversary, and their friend was convinced that if she didn't play football with him, he would 100% find another girl. After all, she doesn't think that he will cancel football matches all the time and just wait for them to play. Then they simply inspired her with the idea that if she didn't play football with him, then she would definitely lose her boyfriend. So she decided that a grand football match would soon take place. So they got ready for a trip in honor of their anniversary, and even rented a hotel for 2 days and 1 night. Now she was completely confident in her combat readiness. Well, there came a meeting of girls who wanted to quickly find out how their incredible journey ended. It seems that she is not at all happy about what happened, because it was just a terrible game. She couldn't understand the reason, but it was just a terrible match. Maybe because it was her first time playing football, but it went horribly. Her friends tried to console her at least a little by saying that not all guys are handsome, especially when playing football. But this crazy woman started talking about the guy who was rumored, because even during football he was simply handsome. Did she seriously decide now that it was the right time to talk about it? Well, to put it briefly, it was after they played football that they immediately broke up. A strange reason, of course, but oh well. All her friends were simply shocked by such an unexpected decision, but she simply could not continue dating him after such a turn. In short, here is her approximate reaction at the moment when they were about to play football. The scream was simply terrible. To describe it briefly, at that moment he looked like a fish. He constantly tried to start a football match even though she didn't want to play. It seems that now she will be traumatized for life. The lady with glasses was completely sure that this was not the girl's fault, because he perfectly understood that this was her first football match. But our heroine was still sure that she was guilty, because Appa had been waiting for this match for a whole year. It seems that they definitely won't be able to do it anymore, meet. In such cases, the girls come up with a simply ingenious plan, because such a terrible day is just an excellent excuse to drink drinks, let him stop crying and go to the bar. The next thing she remembers is that she woke up with someone carrying her on their shoulders. She didn't understand what was happening, but she understood that this was some familiar person. The smell from him was definitely familiar to her. She wanted to sleep a little more, especially since she had her own personal taxi. It seems this is her boyfriend, and now he demands that she wake up immediately. So wait, why the hell was this voice so familiar to her? He didn't like the fact that he was carrying her, and if she had already woken up, then maybe she would walk on her own 2 feet. The lady was shocked that Song Jong-ho even appeared here. It turns out that the girl herself asked him to come, but she doesn't remember calling or writing at all. Since she doesn't believe him, he shows her a story with a bunch of calls that were from her. In his contacts, she was recorded as a little mouse, but she had already asked him 1,000 times not to call her that. Why the hell did the girl even start calling him after she drank, although she ignored him all this time and tried not to get noticed? When suddenly she decided to talk about the fact that there were a lot of rumors about him throughout the university, he was afraid that he would arouse suspicion if he continued to meet with him. The girl simply couldn't tell him what really happened, so she said that her fingers themselves dialed his number. She doesn't remember the rest. Suddenly that guy just asks about some bastard, but she doesn't even understand who she's talking about now. All the same, it turns out that this is not her boyfriend, but just a friend. She told him that she broke up with her boyfriend, and he joked that that was why he drank so much. But she decided to add to the tragedy by saying that she drank not because she was upset, but because she buried her boyfriend in a landfill. This is the face he made after she told me about it. It seems that now he won't be able to restrain himself and will just start laughing. Damn, why the hell is this idiot even laughing? She's actually telling him a tragic story. The lady warned that she would hit him. It doesn't matter if she wants, then let her hit him, but he is still interested in the reason why she broke up with the guy. She said only one word: fish. Of course he didn't understand what the fish had to do with it. Damn, it seems that the girl screamed too much and now she felt unwell. What should she do? At some point, she still realizes that she can't talk anymore, and an incredible fountain of rainbow appears. He tried to bring her to her senses at least a little, but she didn't care at all about what he said. The fountain couldn't be stopped. In the end, he had to take a shower because everything was terribly dirty. How did he even agree to come for her? She herself sat in the living room and was glad that he had finally returned. It was just terrible because he somehow managed to get rid of this terrible smell. Of course, she asked him for forgiveness and told him that his parents were cool businessmen who produced equipment in Korea. He is the youngest child, most likely precisely because he grew up in the love of his parents. He grew up so free and willful. His parents helped him in everything they could. And since the apartment in which they were right now was just one of the gifts that they gave him, he was now only interested in the reason why she broke up with her boyfriend. But of course, she can't tell everything so easily. She doesn't even know where to start her story. He joked that most likely the girl beat her poor ex-boyfriend, after which he begins to get angry. But the girl knitted a scarf especially for him to give him, and now they broke up. Madam was even shocked that her friend remembered such little things. He heard that she bought so much yarn but spent it all. She could have knitted something for a friend too, the greedy thing. But in her opinion, he already had quite a lot of money and he would be able to buy a scarf for himself. What would he do if he received a scarf as a gift from a girl he doesn't like at all? No matter how you look at it, he just starts pulling her cheeks and saying that she's stupid for believing the guy. And even if he stops calling her a little mouse, if he grew up to be such a giraffe, he still doesn't have the right to do so, but he can boast about more than just his height. Well, this is roughly how their football match begins. Apparently, he has liked the girl for a long time, and the guy was just waiting for the moment when she would break up with her boyfriend. But it was all too strange for her. Song Jong-ho started the football match when she didn't expect it at all. Now she realized that all the rumors that were circulating about him could turn out to be true. But the guy himself was shocked by this situation. Why the hell did she decide that he was going to play football? What the hell did she do to get him to start a football match? But he said that this often happens to guys, even if they don't want to play football at all. Is this really why there are so many rumors going around him? The guy didn't understand at all what she was talking about. Well, he's actually popular, and then he wants to find out more about those rumors. Well, how can I tell you about everything? It's worth starting with the fact that the guy has rather complicated relationships with girls. But he himself didn't understand what a difficult relationship meant. She cannot say it directly, and gradually begins to talk about football and the fact that he is a good player. All this time, he just stood and listened to all the nonsense she was saying. Damn that same smile. It seems that now he is going to prove that all those rumors were actually true. Of course, she is his only opponent here, so he thinks it would be a great idea if he proves all the rumors that are circulating about him. Damn, he's about to send her to the next world. It would be better if she didn't even start talking about the fact that there are some rumors about him. This damn mouse pretends that she is not at all interested, which means she was still curious to watch him play football. Now she just starts talking nonsense. A girl always does this when she's worried. She just said that she tried to remain indifferent. But all these rumors were constantly here and there. Now he becomes interested in something completely different. Whether a girl always behaves so strangely when she talks to guys after drinking drinks, how it was possible to talk so calmly about football. And even more so, talking about the fact that the guy is a master of sports and football. It seems that he is angry and his friend thinks that he is simply crazy. Although she remembers one moment when she was with her now ex-boyfriend, it seems that then he also joked in a similar way. Yes, at that moment he tried to find an excuse that he wanted to play football precisely because she was the one, but he did not understand why he needed this information. Let him not talk. Whatever one may say, for a mouse like her, the girl was constantly meddling in matters that didn't concern her at all, maybe tear off her nose so she wouldn't stick it where it didn't belong. Why the hell is he even blaming her? After all, he himself started this whole damn conversation. Anyway, he's already played football against other girls many times. This was the very reason why she avoided him at the university, because so many rumors could not circulate about a person who had done absolutely nothing. In this case, the guy is going to ask if he suddenly has a soccer ball, then she generally knows how to play soccer correctly. The girl was simply shocked by such a statement. Had her friend really noticed that she had never played football? How could this even happen? But she didn't understand at all why he looked so angry. Maybe she still said something unnecessary. Realizing that the situation had already gone too far, she decided that the best solution would be to cancel this match. She was just curious because there were too many rumors about it. Most likely, she simply drank too many drinks after which her brain did not work at all, which is why the situation got out of control. She just wanted to look at the soccer ball and let the guy pretend he didn't hear all this, because this was her biggest mistake. Our heroine was just about to leave, when suddenly the guy simply took her hand and told her that he would do exactly as she wanted. If suddenly a friend is so interested in rumors that concern his football life, then he will show what is really happening. But now wait a minute, because she didn't mean at all that she would play football, she just said what she thought. But this Sigma definitely cannot be stopped. He is going to show how to play football correctly. He warns that immediately after the football appears, she will no longer be able to leave here so easily. Wait, what the hell is going on? Like my friend said, there are too many rumors about him throughout the university. Suddenly this idiot just kissed his girlfriend and then said that she would have to pay dearly to play football with him. She absolutely did not expect this turn of events, that she would kiss her friend today. She even thought that he had simply gone crazy. It felt like all the drinks she drank were still working, but how is that even possible? She never thought that a kiss could be so cool. Unlike when she kissed her ex-boyfriend, her friend had absolutely no smell in her mouth. The lady was definitely ready to start playing football. I just wonder if it's because he had so many football matches. After all, from the very beginning, the girl said that she was going to see a soccer ball, so now let her not complain that they will play soccer. Damn, now she definitely regrets telling him about it. After she almost played a match with her ex-boyfriend, now she definitely doesn't want to play football. And then the very moment came when a soccer ball appeared on the field. To say that she was shocked is to say nothing because it was just perfect. The point was not at all that the ball was much larger than in the last match. It was also about the opponent who would play against her. But the guy didn't understand why the hell she was looking at him so carefully. He thought that the girl was somehow strange and maybe she was still a football fan, but the mouse only said that she liked the way the ball looked. At some point, he simply pinched her and asked if she really didn't play football with other bastards. Of course not. Well, in this case, he calls her a little strange girl, but our heroine asked her not to call her that anymore. Apparently, it's too offensive. Since he showed her such an incredibly beautiful ball, now the girl simply had to show him a cool game of football. At that moment, the girl felt just terribly strange, most likely because she was playing football with a guy she had known since childhood. Only this time everything was different. She did not have such aversion to the enemy as she had with her ex-boyfriend. He just wanted to ask why she was trying so hard to play a game she didn't like. What the hell was this crazy guy doing? He was just interested in understanding what was so special that he managed to do, that the girl wanted to play football so badly. Maybe some kind of magic. Although he somehow doesn't care about it, she looks like a truly worthy opponent, which means their battle will become legendary. All this time, the guy simply didn't understand how she wanted to play football so badly just because he looked at her. Was it really love at first sight? After which he decided that it would be cool if he mentioned her ex-boyfriend, after which she had an injury and she didn't want to play football. Of course, she told him to shut up. After all, she still wants to play football with him, so for whatever reason she kept pushing him away. Gradually, our madam realizes that she really likes this game. Now she only thinks that the ball was too huge, and if he suddenly decides to score a goal, she will not be able to parry such a blow. The thoughts didn't end, and she had to come up with a plan on how to deal with such a situation, but all she did was say that she liked this game. Even the boy himself was shocked that she said that. Did she finally admit that football is cool? But of course, there's simply a joke here, which is why she says that she's worried, because he's already played football with many people and this could interfere. It seems that these words made him terribly angry. Now he is going to prove to her once again that he is an excellent player. Now he doesn't care at all what she says. The guy is sure that the goal will be scored soon, so he better get ready. Well, at this moment, she already realized that she had only made things worse. It seems that now she definitely shouldn't expect mercy. Now that he is more determined, he says that he is not going to simply retreat, and she also does not have such a right. This damn Ronaldo says that they will finish this match no matter what, because he wants to prove that he is a tough player. She even decides to ask the girl herself if she thinks she can fend off his incredible blow. Now the heroine begins to assess the situation, because the blow was too strong and the ball was too big for her to parry the blow so easily. She will, of course, be simply shocked if this is physically possible. Even angels appeared above her head. Wait, this one started praying or something. Right, during a football match. Even the guy himself is shocked by this turn of events. Why the hell is she thinking only about herself again, damn selfish thing? To hell with everything. He was going to exceed his own limits to definitely score that winning goal. But she was sure that she would simply go crazy while he bypassed all the defenders. But he is not going to give up. He constantly bypasses the defense and gradually approaches the goal. Apparently, the goalkeeper is not the best position for her. Why the hell does he bypass everyone on the way so easily, although it seems that she even likes it? Still, she thinks that he is playing dishonestly and that he cannot resort to prohibited techniques, but does he really care? She simply could not do anything in such a situation because she loved playing football with Messi so much. Why, of all the people on earth, was her best friend who became her opponent? because until that moment she had only played football with her ex and did not even know that there were much tougher opponents. Let the girl not hide her face from fear, because she still cannot avoid a goal. Let her better prepare to repel his blow. He also liked to play football against her, especially in those moments when she felt afraid, so the match would definitely continue. Suddenly, he decides to ask if he is really the first person to play against her. It's just possible that her ex has already made several passes when he played with her. Why the hell does he ask such questions at the most inopportune moment? But he still told her to answer the question he asked. Of course, she can't answer so simply because it was all too strange, but the guy has a plan for this. If suddenly she still doesn't answer the question, then he will carry out his most powerful attack and then she definitely won't have a chance. It is clear that if he suddenly hits with all his might, she will not be able to parry the blow, and it is possible that she will even be left with bruises from the blow. Let him quickly answer the question whether that bastard played football against her at least once, then he already starts screaming with anger. And yet she talks about how he couldn't play against her. From that moment on, she had no other opponents and absolutely no experience in football. But now the boy begins to feel strange because he didn't know that she had never played football before. The question still had to be answered, so his threats become a little more real. A blow could soon happen if she does not answer. Now she is absolutely sure that this guy is not going to joke with her, and if suddenly she doesn't answer, then it will be bad. He warned her that now this field is completely in his power, so let her prepare for the fact that the king of football will do whatever he wants. The boy warned her that it was better for her not to play football with the help of toys, because now only he can be her opponent. But she is not him and is not going to use the help of football toys. At some point, she thought that he was really just crazy because he was talking to her about football, and he thought that she was incredibly cute when she had such a strong player against her. Damn it. Now the boy finally realized that he had absolutely no protection for football, and how was he going to score a goal? He decided to ask maybe his friend. It's surprising that she answered yes. While the boy was in shock, she only said that she planned to celebrate her anniversaries with Appa, and from that moment it was preserved. In short, a long story. It doesn't matter at all. The equipment is in the bag, so let him take it quickly and continue playing football. Damn it! The lady didn't understand what his problem was, but it turns out that the size of the equipment is too small for him. Apparently her former loser is also thin, not like our Giga Chad. The girl thought that they should go to the store to buy suitable equipment, but he thought that they could play football without it. Of course, she completely disagreed with him because it's dangerous, but our Sigma doesn't care at all about what some woman says. Now it will be really difficult to play because she doesn't have any equipment either. Damn, what was going on? Why did she get so scared as soon as he approached the football goal? She wanted to ask him to wait a minute because she won't be able to defeat him, but again he doesn't listen to her and just runs across the field. The goal had already been scored. Surprisingly, she was completely fine because she wasn't even hit by the ball, and she still can't open her eyes from fear, and the guy just laughs, asking if everything is okay with her. Lord, she's just going to start crying now. Don't let him hit him so hard next time because she's a girl after all. The whole point was that he was a really cool player, and the soccer ball was too big to hit so easily. Now he really feels disgusting because he could have hurt her with his blow, although he is still proud that he was able to bring her to tears. Be that as it may, he will still play in all seriousness, so the recommendation for her is to get ready because the match is not over yet. Now she already has to play on the field, and she asked him not to move across the field so quickly, she couldn't even keep up with him. The bitterness of defeat is at its best. The pain is simply terrible because she receives damage every time she tries to do at least something. It was all just terrible. How could anyone be such a cool player like him? It occurs to him to just kiss her right during the match and already scored many goals. At first she thought it was just terrible, but it seems that she is starting to like him. Still, she said that she really liked playing football against him, but it was too difficult. She just needed to wait and take a break. He didn't understand why the hell she was constantly asking him to go on a break, but the whole point was precisely that she could no longer play against him. She just wanted to say that she feels too strange when she plays football, but it turns out that he does too. He just said that he felt as if he was gradually starting to lose himself, and immediately continued the match without even warning her about it. Despite the fact that he is such a tough player, his strength is also not infinite, so soon the match will simply end. A couple of moments and that's it. The whistle blows and now he's already won. Now they're just looking at each other like a couple in love. Of course, the best thing to do after the match would be to just kiss, so that's exactly what they do. After which the next day came, it seems that the football match continued until the morning. Madame wakes up and tries to remember what happened yesterday. She has too many bruises, although it is not surprising because yesterday he used his most powerful techniques against her. And while she remembers everything that happened yesterday, our video is coming to an end. Thanks for watching, subscribe to the channel and like so that the new part comes out as soon as possible.